Okay, we are back. It is night time. We have flipped sides. So one of the cool things about Fields of Fate, for me anyway, is that because you don't have an opponent, because an activation sheet is playing the other army, which presumably you own as well, after you finish the game, you can just switch sides and give the activation sheet over to the other team. So where in the first video, I was playing my favorite, beloved first teenage army, Dark Eldar. This time, the Dark Eldar, or the Court of Blades, in Fields of Fate, has been taken over by the activation sheet, and I will be taking the part of the exact same Corrupted Legion setup. The Noise Marines, 2 units of 5 Noise Marines, with their Sonic Blasters. No, I think they're called Sonic Blasters, not the big heavy ones, you know, the regular ones. Chaos Lord with no frills except for a power weapon and a bolt pistol. And the Predator with the 4 las cannons. It is nighttime and the toddler has gone to bed, so that is why I am talking at this level. It's not some sort of fancy Fields of Fate ASMR. The Dark Eldar are the same, but I'll go through it again. We've got a unit of bikes, just plain 3 bikes. We've got a unit of bikes with a blaster. Talus, 2 units of Dark Eldar warriors with 1 splinter cannon in each, and the Archon on his skyboard. I think it's called, why can I never remember that? And his Hellglaive and his Shadowfield. Both just over, I think, 500 points from memory. But let's crack on into it, okay? We've already had a round, so the Dark Eldar are going to be in blue and the Chaos are going to be in red. Let's see who goes first. The Dark Eldar, once again, the Fields of Fate team has the initiative. So we're going to start with the army order for the whole army. They are going to get 2 Measured Malice, which means no effect. They are not going to get any super buffs this turn, which is probably good for me. We're going to go to the HQ next and see what they've got. And I think, aha, we got a 2 again, which is another no effect, no buffs for the HQ. Okay. Obviously, bigger armies, they'll have a lot more rolls, a lot more chance of getting effects. But skipping the conduit phase, we've got no telepaths, sagas, astropaths, wizards, anything like that. We're going to go to movement, and I'm going to go left to right because that's the way I like to do it. And we're going to roll and silent shadows, hold position. The jet bikes are going to hold. Perhaps waiting for an opportunity to pounce later. The jet bikes with the blasters, though, are Shadow Stalkers. They're going to advance towards the nearest target priority, reroll 1s for ranged attacks this turn. So, obviously their target priority, having a blaster, is the tank. They are going to be at a hell of a what's her name? They're going to be really put out trying to get that as a shot. Trying to get into range is what I'm trying to say for that shot, but they have to try it because that's what the Field of Fate wants them to do. All right, Talus is going to also hold. All right, this is interesting. Very different from last game with the Corrupted Legion marching on forwards. All right, we are going to Shadow Stalkers for the first unit of warriors as well. Now, their target priority is obviously going to be infantry. So they're going to go forward, and because they've rolled that, I'll put that 5 there because they're going to get re-rolling 1s to hit for ranged attacks. All right, the Archon himself gets a 4. Is advanced towards the nearest objective or enemy. This is not a objective game. We're doing clear again. You'll see from the Patreon, there's pictured sort of battle reports, and several of those have been objective ones, I promise. They're not all just kill each other, but I wanted a quick setup and a quick go, and that's what I ended up with. So this is the nearest enemy again, I believe. Advance towards the nearest objective or enemy. And unfortunately for these warriors, that will be a big old predator. So they are just barreling forwards, hoping they're going to be ignored, because why would a predator waste its shot on Dark Elder warriors? Okay, movement done. We are going to go to shooting. These guys are clearly out of range of anything, so they're not going to bother rolling. The Talus didn't move and would be clearly out of range, at least shooting through its own stuff. So, the bikers, let's see what they get. 4 for shooting, which means fire at the closest target priority, which for them is this guy, but I believe a blaster is only 12 or 18 inch range. So they are going, it's 12 inch. So that's going to be out of range. And as much as they could fire a single shot splinter cannon at the predator, they are not going to do much damage. So they can get rid of that 5. The re-rolling ones, it's not going to help them. Could have been good on the blaster though. All right, these warriors are going to get a 2, which means fire at the closest enemy unit, which is just going to be my dude. My lord is up front and personal and not in a unit, unfortunately. So we've got a splinter cannon rounds incoming, and they're going to re-roll ones to hit. And there is a 1. So they're going to get all hits on Mr. Chaos Lord. And I mean, there's already a note to be taken, because it just says reroll 1's ranged attack. I want to say nice and clearly, reroll 1's to hit for ranged attacks. That's why we do our playtests. All right. We needed 5s to do any sort of damage. Actually, no, we needed 4s because he is tough as 4. So he's going to get his 2 saves. Like I said, his bare bones has only got his 3+ save, and he's made both of those saves. Bully for my Chaos Lord. He is going to survive this round. Arkan's not going to have any targets, and the warriors are not going to have any targets. They can't do anything to the front of that predator. So we go into the assault phase, but because it is 3rd edition and assault ranges are 12 inches, or just double movement, basically, and no one's in assault range, we don't need to roll on that particular chart, which moves over to the chaos phase. And we did not like getting shot at like that. We did not. Really don't want to get too close to the Arkan. Maybe I'll let my Chaos Lord hang 10, and we shall spread fire with these sonic weapons and maybe cause some Dark Elder to reevaluate which Arkan they are following. And, you know, I said it would be crazy for a predator to target a bunch of warriors, but maybe it's the fact I've been playing too much bolt action lately. Just really not for firing through my own troops at stuff. Can't do it. Can't bring myself to do it. Okay, so that's the movement. Let's get into shooting. These guys are going to open up with their Sonic Blasters, which is 2 shots, assault 24, I believe, right? Or heavy 3 if I stand around. But assault 2 will do. Let's move on up and cause some carnage. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Hitting on 3s. None of those fancy reroll 1s buffs for me. Okay. And wounding on 3s. That's what we like to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ouch. Okay, that is 5 Dark Elder ripped out of their spandex suits. No AP for them. He is not moved and he's not going to get in pistol range. So that is all the shooting at them. So they are now going to have to take a morale check at the end of this phase. All right, the other unit is going to open up at these Dark Elder. Same deal, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And we're going to get much less in the hitting section. We still end up with 5. Can we get 3s, all of them? We cannot, but we can get 3 with AP 5. So 3 guys out of there, which is just enough for that morale check. Let's test this unit here on the left first. That is a 9, and the Archon, I believe, is a 10, but we're going to check. Always check. It is a 9, but they're in range of the Archon, so they're okay. The other unit is going to get a 9 or under. They do. All the Dark Elders sticking around. And I probably should have waited, but they've already done their check, so I'll fire it on with Alaskan just to make them regret that decision. 2 hits, 2s, double strength, obliterated. No chance of saves there. But they've already passed their morale check. They're not going anywhere. That's it. We're still kind of out of assault range, and hopefully Fields of Fate side fluffs it a bit so we don't get piled in by a bunch of Dark Elder this turn. Turn 2. All right. Army orders for the Dark Elder. Here we go. Oh, no. Not a 6. Knight of 1,000 Blades. Quarter Blades units reroll hits in combat. All of them. All turn. Huzzah. That's going to hurt because I think they're getting some close combat this one. The Archon, the HQ, is going to do 4. He's going to do Master of the Raid. HQ and any unit they're with immediately move D6 towards the nearest enemy. 5 inches. What do we got? We got 12. We got slightly more. So this unit here, 5 inches would bring him just up on that roof. Probably a little bit further, but that would mean balancing precariously. No conduit phase, obviously. Much more handy if he's got a bunch of dudes with him. But we'll see how we go. All right, jet bikes, movement. Here they go. Now they're doing the stalkers as well. They're moving towards the nearest target, and they are going to re-roll ones in the shooting phase, which they can actually hit something this time, make them a bit dangerous. The next bikes are going to get 6. Remove the unit from the field. Oh, this is Warp Raiders. Remove the unit from the field and redeploy anywhere more than 9 inches from the nearest target priority. And the target priority is the tank. And can they do it? Oh, no. Up. They cannot quite get into that corner. And they cannot quite get into that corner because of the 9-inch rule. Phew. But they can get to the side armor if they zip over here as if they were deep strikers, just to show the chaos of the battlefield when you've got Dark Elder around. So, especially good on the first turn of the game, as people who've seen other battle reports will know. All right, movement for the Talos. Let's not get another 6, shall we? 2. Advance to the nearest enemy, and he's going to lumber in with 6. And boop. We got an advance to the nearest enemy for these guys. And the Archon is going to advance to the nearest enemy as well. Only he can move 12, so he's going to zoom right in there Stay 1 inch away. Still have the rules for keeping out of range, out of base contact, that is. These guys are going to advance towards the nearest enemy also. Okay, so there is room, I think, in this faction activation sheet for, like, what about the super fleet of foot they can do? I know that all units can do it in later editions, but in this edition, I'm going to think about that because a lot of them are just advanced towards the nearest enemy. What if one of them was a shoo? Use that fleet of foot. Okay, now we get to shooting. So left to right again. The jet bikes are going to fire at the closest target priority. Infantry is their target priority. Yeah, I'm going to say that's all 3. Is it 12 inches? 1, 2, 3. It is. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Rapid firing because it's mounted on their bikes. Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s because they're other results. And they don't need it because all of those 3s hit. They need 5s though against my dudes, and they're going to get none of them. Excellent. All right. Talos is not going to be able to hit anything anyway because totally blocked off back there, so I don't know why I rolled that. The Warriors get a 1, and they fire at the closest enemy unit with a -1 to hit. Ouch. So they moved, so it's only the splitter cannon that is going to go, or they can they get, they're within 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are within 12. So let's go. We have the splinter cannon is on 4s now because it's -1 to hit, and does get a wound in. 3s to save. We do not make the save. There is 1 noise wound down. And splinter rifles, they're hitting on 4s as well, and they still do. 5s this time. No wounds. That means unless we get a very lucky roll for the Dark Elder, they are not going to force a morale check. The other warriors are going to get fire at the closest target priority, +1 armor penetration. So the closest target priority are these warriors in front, and they will do just that. They're going to fire their splinter cannon, +1 AP. It's not going to help them because that's AP 4, and these guys are AP 3. Armor is 3, I should say. 2 hits. No wounds for the splinter cannon. None. Any single shots? 1, 2, 3 single shots. On 3s. On 5s. 1 wound this time. Saved. Okay. Next we have the Archon himself. He's not going to use the splinter rifle because he wants to use the blades. So I'm not going to bother rolling on that shooting phase because that would be silly. And this unit over here, the bikes, they get a 6. Uh-oh. Fire at the closest target priority. 6s to wound cause 1 additional wound or damage. So this could be very, very good if they get this hit with the blaster into the side of that predator, because that will be 2. They do hit. They do, what was it? 6s to wound cause an additional wound. Okay, well, it's 8, 12. He needs 4. He's not going to get it. He's only going to get the 1. So that's a hit, but it did not penetrate, did not glance, nothing at all. Phew. All right, charges though. Let's see what the assault phase brings. So these guys, the bikes on the right, are going to get a 6 in the assault phase, which is dance to death, charge the closest target priority, always strike first, target gets -1 to their save, and they are within 12. So they're going in with a result of 6, meaning I'm going to get one less armor save. It's getting tense. All right, the warriors, I'm not even sure they're in range, are they? They sure are. They're going to roll. 3. Charge the closest enemy infantry unit in range. That is this one. That is a double charge from the Dark Elder. That's never a good sign. This unit of infantry, they charge the closest and get +1 AP. And of course the Archon himself, he's going to charge and get +1. Doesn't need an AP because he's got a power weapon, but that unit needs a 6 to remind me. That unit needs a 6 to remind me. Oh, this is not good. And the bikes are going to not charge. That's pretty much what they wanted to do. Okay. Now we are in an unfortunate spot on my side because this is the turn where they rolled a 6, isn't it? And that means they re-roll to hit in combat. So this could be lights out for the Corrupted Legion. Yikes. Okay, let me double check bike rules for just a moment. Where are they? Here they are, because they get combat drugs as well. I knew it. Combat drugs. +1 weapon skill, great. So they're not even hitting on 4s, they're hitting on 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because they charge, they get an extra attack, and then they've got their cyberites. 7 attacks, needing 3s, and re-rolling misses. So that is all. That is all hits. On 4s, and that is 4 wounds, and they always strike first, so no simultaneous. Not that it would be. 3s to save. 1 down to start. Okay, that is their initiative 6. The warriors are initiative 5, so they're going to go next. And the warriors, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I'm running out of dice. I'm going to have to re-roll some, so let's do 2, 4, 6, and then we'll do the other 2 with the Cyberite. Okay. Hitting on 4s, but re-rolling misses. So many 6s, right? Yikes. Okay. And I just realised that 6 for that charge should have been -1 save. So I think I got 4s in them. Anyway, okay. Here comes the wounds on 5s. 2 5s. Do I get the saves? I do. And last 2 dudes. 1 is a Cyberite, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, re-rolling again. That's everything again. And 5s. Okay. Needing 3 ups to save, and we're getting them. Okay, so we only lost 1. Right, we're still in it. So that's 2 dudes and 1 champion punching back. We're going to take the jet bikes. The jet bikes, they're going to do more damage. Only got 2 hits, but 4s to wound, 2 wounds. The jet bikes are on, 4s to save. They get 1, 1 goes down. That evens the combat. Saved at the last second. No break test for Chaos just yet. All right, is the other one going to be the same deal? So, the Archon always strikes first. He's going to get rerolls to hits. He's got his power weapon. He's going to need 3s. He's only got 1 there, but re-rolling turns to 3. And he's got +1 strength on the charge, so he's wounding on 4s. He gets 2. No armor save. That is... Down they go. Oy, 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 oy. What am I talking about? Doesn't say the Hellglaive is a power weapon. Okay. So saves then, I guess. 3 ups. 1. 1 is dead. 1 is alive. Okay. Now, that's still not good because we have the same amount of warriors coming at us with rerolls. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 warriors and a Cyberite for the red extra attack. They're going to be hitting on 4s and only 2 hits, but then they get to reroll, and that is nasty again, but this time it will be 5s. -1 to their armor. Oh, there's 3. And it's 4s to save. Got to remember, 4s to save. Oh, dang it. That is a bad result. 1, 2, 3 Noise Marines down. 1 can fight back, though. 1 champion against an Archon. Why not? It's not like I'm going to win this combat. 2 hits and 1 wound. The Archon gets a 2+ to save, and he does. That means they certainly lose the Chaos Noise Marines, and they go 5, 6, 7 inches back. It's not going to get him off the board, but will the Archon pursue only get 3? Yeesh. So, he survives this time. That was kind of devastating for the Chaos Marines. Ouch. Now I really, really need to punch back. My round 2. Okay. This is where it gets scary. Because Field of Fate results, army results, they last until the next turn. Which means if I pile into combat, they are going to get a chance to continue to reroll all of those hits. I'm going to wipe out these bikes though, because they're about the only thing besides a Talus that can wound my tank. Oh, I'm going to rally this Chaos Warrior, which I do. Fantastic. And I'm going to level a bolt pistol at that guy's head. These guys are all in combat. They're doing nothing. So, shooting phase. Let's fire a bolt pistol point blank. It's going to hit. And is it going to wound? It is going to wound. The Archon is going to get a 2+ save. And he's going to absolutely do that. Okay. This guy rallied. He's got an assault weapon, so no points for moving. It's going to fire at the Archon as well, because he's out there by himself. Only gets 1 hit. Does get the wound. Archon gets his 2+ and shakes it off. The Predator, 3 last cannons, point blank. Couldn't possibly miss. 3s. 3 hits. 2s to wound. That is enough to wipe the bikes. So at least I can breathe easy. The bikes taking out my tank as they so nearly did. All right, charges. He can't charge because he rallied, but this guy can, and it would be very un-chaotic legions of me if I didn't charge the enemy lord. So, it's going to go left to right anyway. These guys are fighting normal, so they still have higher initiative than me. So they're going to get 1, 2, 3 attacks now. They're going to hit on 3s. They're going to wound on 4s. They got 1. 3-up save. Oh, wow. Unlucky. Noise Marines. All right. The warriors are also faster than I am, but they're down to only 6 attacks now. And they're hitting on 4s. So only 3 get through that time. They're winning on 5s. No wounds. All right, we have a chance. We're going to go for the bikes again. I know you think I'm crazy, but let's see what happens. 2 hits. 4s to wound. 1 wound. And the bike saves, which means lose the combat, which means fail the morale check, which means only 5 inches. This could be very telling if the bikes chase after me and definitely get much more than that. Oops. All right. Not my best moment. Okay. The last game was a nail biter and I just managed to win against the Fields of Fate rules, but this one's looking a little less likely to pull off a win. All right, still goes in initiative order in 3rd edition, so even though I charged, the Archon is going to go first. He didn't charge though, so he only gets his 3 attacks, and hitting on 3s? Let's find out. Chaos champions are pretty good, I would have thought. Weapon, no, not as good as an Archon, so hits on 3s and does not wound on 3s. So, Archon fluffs it. The Chaos Lord is 3 attacks, 4 attacks. Let's go. He's got the power weapon. That's why I was confused earlier. He's going to hit on 4s. He's got 3 of them. He gets strength 4 against toughness 3. So he's going to wound on 3s. Only gets the 1. It's an invulnerable save, the Shadow Field though, so gets his save. That is a locked combat and not at all what I was hoping for. I have a Predator, a Lord, and 1 lowly dude left. We might, this one might be quick. The Dark Elders going into turn 3. Army orders are going to be 6 again. Wow. Okay. They re-roll hits in combat yet again. HQ is a 6. All Court of Blades unit get +1 to hit within 6 inches of the Archon, including himself. So, it's +1 to hit and re-rolling to hit. This is going to be dicey. All right, movement. Talus is furthest to the left now, and he is going to go towards the nearest objective or enemy. That is definitely swinging this way as everyone else gets wiped out. The jet bikes advance towards the nearest. That is the Lord. Warriors are advancing towards the nearest. Yeah, I think one of those results for the Dark Elder might be using Fleet of Foot or something. These ones are the next ones that are left. They have 5. They are best one's nearest target priority. Rerolling 1s. So target priority for this unit is an infantry unit because they got that big splinter cannon. So they're going to go towards him and they're going to reroll 1s ranged. And that's actually it. That Talus has got a long way to go to get to that Predator. But there might not be anything left in between here and there. So, the jet bikes are going to shoot closest target priority +1 AP. Not going to make a difference. So, 2 splitter rifles, firing rapid fire, close range. They are going to wound once. And he's going to get 1 for his armor save. So that is out. They were firing at the nearest target priority. obviously going to be infantry unit, but also can't fire into combat, so nearest target would have gone to the Chaos Warrior. And he's out, which means all the other shooting is moot. No one's going to damage a tank, so we can skip that section and go to the charges. Oh, gosh. The bikes are going to charge the closest target priority. Well, if it's not a target priority, it's the only option close enough. So the warriors are going to charge the closest target. I thought they might. And knowing my luck, the next warriors charge the closest target priority. Always strike first. And unit suffers -1 to their save. So this unit of warriors might actually be the deadliest unit in close combat at the moment. They always strike first. So the warriors are going to go first, actually. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 attacks. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. They are going to need... They're going to reroll the hit. They're going to need 4. No, yeah, they're going to need 4s because they're... What's cool? 5. Hang on. Yeah, no, that's right. They're going to reroll. It's Mr. Couple in there. There's 4 successes. And 1, 2, 3 more. Use his big blue ones. All right. Now they need 5s, but it's -1 save. They get 2. And instead of his 3-up save, the Lord's only going to 4-up save. And he is going to flub 1 of them. So he's down to 2 wounds at the outset. Now, he is initiative 5, which is actually after the Archon and after the bikes. So the Archon is going to strike, hitting on 3s, wounding on 5s, because he didn't charge. He's got 2. And yes, the Hellglaive isn't a power weapon, so that is regular 3-up save. He's dropped another one, down to 1. He can fight simultaneous as soon as he gets back to those other warriors, but the jet bikes are first. 3, well actually, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the charge. Okay. They're going to hit on 4s. They only get 1. Oh, but they reroll. Oh, this is not looking good. Okay. Wounded on 4s this time. And he drops a dice altogether. Only get 1. Can he make that last 3-up save? He can. All right. He at least gets to punch on with somebody this round. Okay. Let's go. The warriors are going to go. Let's do the warriors. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Because they got the cyber out in there and they charged. And re-rolling. Misses. Oh, ouch. Okay. So, that is all of these hits. Needed 5s to wound. Hits 3. Can he do it? Can he survive this round? He can. All right, he makes all his 3-ups. So it's not looking pretty, but he made it, and he might punch down the Archon. Who knows? Just for glory days. He's going to hit on all 3 of his attacks. He is going to need 3s. 2 3s. The Archon needs 2-ups. And he flubs it. All right, the Shadow Field is broken. It is no longer viable at all, and that's a power weapon, so doubtful, but he could do something spectacular here. It is the Chaos turn 3, and let's just see if I can take out a Talos. Now, if I move, speaking of just remembering rules, I think I can only fire 1 weapon, so don't tell the jet bikes from earlier. So he's taken his move and he's going to fire his one weapon, the Twin Link Turret, at the top, at the Talus. He's going to miss with both of those shots, ladies and gentlemen. You'll be happy to know. The Chaos Lord is going to take out that Archon if he survives everyone else. Okay, they've done their charge. They've done their dash with their 6. So, let's go. The Archon will be first. They're still re-rolling those misses, but he hasn't got any so far. That is 1 wound on a 3-up. No, yes, on a 3-up. It was a save. Fantastic. The bikes will be next. Only 3 attacks this time. On 4s, he's got them all. On 4s, he's got 1. A 3-up. No. That was it. That was his number. It's the mighty 2. And down goes the Chaos Lord. And that is where I concede against the Fields of Fate activation sheet. Has defeated me thoroughly. Dark Elder turn next. We could assume that Predator's getting charged by some scary Talus claws. And even if it lasts 3 more turns of shooting and hitting with absolutely everything, it has 4 units to wipe out, which is not going to happen. So that is a Court of Blades victory against the Chaos Corrupted Legions. Not a given that you can beat the Fields of Fate activation sheet. And as I said in the last battle report, because it is randomly generated things, we can set up again and the Dark Elder team will play completely different second time around. Completely different again, third time around probably. Yeah, I'm going to make some notes for some minor adjustments. That's what these playtests are for before the game comes out, which will hopefully be very soon, if it hasn't already come out by the time you see this video. All right. Keep a follow on patreon.com/fieldsoffates or check it out on DriveThruRPG if that's where you get your rules and supplements from. All right, Madcap Gamer, see you next time.